Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today's feature match for you, we've got Dark Animal. This is the Undead Dark Animal deck, Pure versus Pure DexDorugoramon. Normally these decks are kind of mashed together as like one super deck, but today we've got them both split up, each using each other's cards a little bit, but the end goal is completely and vastly different, and this one game absolutely shows what both decks are supposed to do on their own and go head to head. It is a brilliant game. There is unfortunately one little misplay in here, not too bad, but it is in there. But it's still an awesome showcase of these two really fun decks. Also, our new memory marker for the month of September will be Tokomon. So if you are a Patamon fan or a Tokomon fan in general, this is a fantastic new memory marker to add to your collection. Very cute. And this is handmade out of clay by my wife, as always, hand painted as well. Super cute. You can find that on our Etsy page, link in the description below. Also there you can find all of our previous memory markers that we featured on the channel, as well as some of our Battle Ready Inc. merch. Alright, so kicking things off here, we see the Doraemon going into the Dorumon. So this is very reminiscent of like your Alphamon sort of style. On the low end, we see that Dorugamon passing turn. Kicking it over to purple, though, we see the Demimera coming up with a Tapirmon after that. So looking for lots of drawing and as well as discarding, as this deck really likes to use stuff in the trash. Hard playing out the new GranDracmon here, which will reveal 3. You can choose to add 1 undead or dark animal to hand and put 1 in trash. Only revealing 1 here, revealing that new level 5 Matadormon. Choosing to put it in trash, probably hoping to maybe digivolve it, I suppose, from trash. And so kicking it back over to black, though, we see Dorugamon going into that Dex Doragora for 0, get that draw, potentially gain a memory. Definitely a good time to gain memory just because you can really choke your opponent. We see that Dex Dorugoramon go into trash there to gain that 1 memory back. Definitely an interesting choice. And then playing the Cool Boy next. Just trying to dig for pieces, it looks like. Might be missing their level 5 from the looks of things. Definitely an interesting choice. Goes for another Dex Dorugoramon. Maybe shadowing that they already have the Dorugamon in hand. And then hard playing out a Doraemon here to discard that one that they just picked up. Looks like it didn't matter what they chose, and will allow them to draw 2. So it looks like they're just trying to cycle through their deck, probably trying to look for a level 5, I would guess, at this point. And then purple going to go ahead and promote up that Tapirmon. We'll probably see a swing here. Typically, that's what you do with your Tapirmons. You don't really typically Evo on top of them. So chooses the swing, gets the block from the Dex Dorugamon. I think I keep saying that. Not sure if they forgot that it had blocker retaliation, or maybe they were trying to bait it potentially. But yeah, might as well go ahead and block it and get that, just prevent that early security check that you don't want to deal with. It's probably going to die anyway. But get the draw 2, trash 1. Trash is the boss of the deck there. And then evoing that Dobermon there. Typically another one that you want to crash with more often than not was the GranDracmon. I forgot its name for a moment there. But instead of just going for the crash, they're just going to evo into the Matadormon, leaving him very vulnerable out there on field. He is a level 5 though, so it's a little bit more difficult for this deck to potentially delete. Now, we have seen this base work in Alphamon a lot. You give them just a little bit of memory, and they can absolutely pop off. Looks like they're still digging for that level 5, though, evoing that Dorugamon in raising. Gonna go swing with the Dorumon here, and just hits into a missed memory boost, no punish. And then very interesting play here. Plays out the Congo. So they can't use the Matadormon to swing when attacking Digivolve from trash ability here. But Congo only stops you from swinging at the player. You can still swing at other Digimon. I had to actually go back and check that. Did not realize it. Honestly, I thought Congo stopped everything 7 play costs or less. So here we'll see that Matador chooses to swing over the Dorumon. or attack into the Doramon, uses this ability to discard a card, and then it can gain 3,000 DP for the turn, but also is going to use that Dracmon inheritable, which will allow them to Digivolve when attacking. And there we see that GranDracmon. And then on Evo, can play a rookie from trash here for free, which in itself isn't too crazy. One purple level 3 specifically. But it's for free without paying its memory cost. The real stickler, though, is end of attack. Once per turn, you may Digivolve one of your other Digimon into a Digimon card with Undead or Dark Animal in its traits from your trash without paying its memory cost. And that's the real powerful thing here, is now that the attack is over with, GranDracmon will now allow that Tapirmon to Evo completely for free. And mind you, that's completely for free. So when you do stuff combinations like this with the Dex Doragora here, you'll get that when Digivolving effect from Digivolving from trash. So it is now a blocker of retaliation. Also gains the 1 memory back, and it allows the play of the Gazimon. Gazimon's going to be able to shut down all those Dorimons there and everything like that. And this is the misplay, I believe. Plays out the Dexmon, but only pays 8. I think they were counting the missed memory boost, I'm pretty sure. Because, yeah, it should have been an 11 play cost and not an 8 play cost. As long as I'm not missing anything else on field, any sort of other reason for that. But, yeah, I'll de-Digivolve and then clear the field out a little bit here. Goes ahead and pops the missed memory boost, which they could have potentially saved. They should have been, I believe, at 8 at this point. And then plays the new removal option for purple. This is an 8 play cost, and essentially it's a Trump Sword that also allows you to play out a rookie. And that's all it is. It's Trump Sword for 1 more cost, and you get a rookie, which kills that Death X, which is very impactful at this point. Plays out the Yuji now, just to pass turn. Looks like they're still digging for those level 5s here. We're going to see that Tapirmon go ahead and come in, and just going to hit into a Coda. So very unfortunate. Nice, you get to keep your Tapirmon for maybe 1 more turn, get maybe an extra hit off of it, something like that. But hitting into a Coda, allowing that another pickup of a Dorimon, always brutal. Probably the worst rookie you could ever see them add, just because that's like free memory, like out the wazoo that they're going to get. Granted, there is the Gazimon on field right now, which isn't too bad. Which is definitely could be putting in some work, but it looks like they might be, could be some bricking on the other side here. Decides to go for the Gazi for 0. Gazi X, gonna mill 3 here. So gives up their memory blocker. And if you've ever played against Alphamon, you know how dangerous that is, giving up your memory blocker. Must be really desperate for some sort of plays here, though. Gonna go mill their 3 there. We do see the Dex Dorugoramon going to trash as well. Could choose to Evo into it with that Matadormon, which I feel like they would have just wanted to attack with the Matadormon and Evo instead of doing this. Oh, they could be setting up for Evoing into a free level 5 here. So we'll see that Evo into the level 4. Now we'll probably see the Matador swing and Evo back into the GranDracmon again, I would imagine at this point. And then that level 4, then we'll get to Evo for free. Yeah, because they had the Coda, so you weren't going to be able to memory choke them. So yeah, that's why they went ahead and went into the Gazi X, because they were already planning on going into the other level 4 anyways. So discarding, gaining that little bit of DP boost just to help ensure that GranDracmon survives. It is 12k, but you know, there is other stuff in there that they could have to hit into, like a Dex Doragora could be sitting in security, something like that. So you really want that GranDracmon to survive so it can get its end of attack ability here. So now we'll get to play a rookie for free here off that GranDracmon when Digivolving effect. Plays out a Tapirmon here. I'm not sure if they have any Gazis in trash right now, but maybe should have grabbed a Gazi, I feel like. I feel like you got a pretty good rotation of stuff, and memory blocking is so crucial. Especially when, you know, they already have the Dorimons and stuff like that, and one in stack already, and another one that you know they have in hand off of that Coda. I think Gazi's really impactful in this type of matchup. And so that end of attack there, we will see the the Dex Doragora? No, the Dex Dorugramon. Man, so many names that are all so similar. So Digivolves from trash here, so could choose to, I believe, pop that. Yep, there it goes. Pops the Dex Dorugoramon on its Digivolving from trash. Chooses not to discard since there's no reason to try to gain memory back because the code is just going to put them to 3 anyway. Promotes up the Dorugramon here. Has to make a play. Like, definitely, like, the bottom of the 4th here. Got to make some plays. So promotes up, goes straight into the Doragramon. Doesn't even have the other level 4. Places that Doramon underneath here. So we'll see a gain 2 memory off of this for the 2 Doramons. And then the draw 1 from the baby Doramon. So now we'll see some, probably see some more plays at this point. Definitely got some good potential here. We see the Cool Boy still in play. Can definitely do something with the Cool Boy. And then still no Dex in play yet. So go straight into the Dorugamon or Dorugoramon. Sorry, man, these names are getting me today. Evo's there, plays out the X antibody option underneath. So now we'll get to see him Digivolve into the Dex Dorugoramon. But first, we're going to do all these when attacking abilities. So the Doragora will place a source underneath, places another Doramon underneath, gains 1 memory. And then the Doragora will now pop 2 things on field, probably popping the 2 Tapirmons, because I believe there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things underneath. But yeah, the only thing that's in killable range there is going to be those 2 Tapirmons. So that will allow them to get lots of draws. So draw 2, draw 3, discard 1 in total there off those Tapirs. But also, we're going to see the when Digivolve, or they're going to see the X antibody allow them to then Digivolve into the Dex Dorugoramon. Suspend the Cool Boy because they're both level 6s. Gain that memory back, so still keeping it on their side. And then delete the thing with the lowest DP or play cost. I forget which one it is, but deletes the lowest one, which the only thing left is that other level 5. And remember, the original target was still the GranDracmon, so we'll still swing over it. Now we see that draw 3, discard 1 off those Tapirmons finally going through. Discarding another Dex Doragora, and has their back against the wall. What a comeback of a turn from a single Dorugamon in raising. And that's all they had, and they managed to go clear the entire field. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Gazimon is so... memory blockers against these style of decks is so powerful. Just being able to turn off all that free memory, especially from, like, the Dorimons and stuff like that. And then just playing the Ryuta to pass turn here. Promoting up a lone Gazimon. A little too late to the fight here. Goes into another Gazi X for 0. Going to draw 1. Mill 3. That's some major mills. I mean, if they have a Jack Raid or 2 in hand, I mean, that's got some good potential there to definitely extend their turn significantly. It's still a lot to go through, but the security is still healthy at least, though. You still have 4 security. The Dex player has put all their effort into just clearing the field numerous times and has yet to really put in much work other than a early game swing with a random rookie. Here we're going to see that Sanglupmon coming down here, and this has the same inheritable as the Drachmon there, so it allows you to Digivolve from trash when attacking. And then just evoing into another Dex Dorugoramon. Not anything too exciting there. No more of the Matadormon. So hopefully going to be able to set up for a good comeback turn, potentially, if they can last. We're going to see that Dex Doragora swing uses the Yuji to place a security attack +1 underneath, which is a very, very scary. So swinging for 3 security checks at this point. Gains a ton of memory off of all those Dorimons underneath. I believe there's 3 under there now. So swinging, hits into a missed memory boost. Not too bad. One more check. Oh, and there's the Jack Raid. Was in security. Gains 2. not looking good here. We see that Ryudamon now swinging in, hits into another Dracmon, which will kill it. They're both 1k, but Grumblemon for game here. Hybrid for game, 2 Evo cost on top of that Coda. Will take it. Very, very close game for sure. Like, the comebacks were crazy. Like, it's so many times it felt like Dark Animal just, like, had it in the bag, and then somehow Dex managed to just like have these explosive, incredibly explosive turns. Mainly just that one turn was just insane. The single Dorugamon getting raised or promoted out of raising area, going all the way up into the Dex Doragora, clearing the entire field. Very strong turn. All right, let's go ahead and look at those decks right quick. All right, so here's that purple list. We see the Demi-Maramon there, which we saw put in a little bit of work. The Dracmon here is very pivotal for the strategy, just being able to set up the trash a little bit, but also this inheritable that when attacking, being able to Digivolve from trash, super, super important. Here we see the Gazimon engine, just that Gazimon X, just being able to mill those cards, getting all those key pieces, your level 5s, your level 6s in trash. You can Evo them for free, as well as just all the Digivolve from trash effects. Gazimon really being able to set that up. Is Gazimon himself just being able to stop all that memory gain, which we saw could have been incredibly powerful if they hadn't evoed on top of it. The 2 Tapirmons here just for a little bit more draw power. Crash with the Demi-Maras. We see this Sanglutmon, which is just another form of the Dracmon. It just has that inheritable of the when attacking Digivolve from trash. We see the Dex Dorugamon here, which is a little bit more awkward of one because Digivolving this guy from trash is a little bit more difficult. You really need the option card that allows you to Digivolve from trash to get good benefit out of this guy. As of now, I don't think he's actually that worth it in this form of the build. We'll try to... for the deck profile later this week, we'll try to work some stuff around a little bit better to make him a little bit more pivotal. We see the Dobermon, which was used to try to fill up the trash more as well with those mill cards. I don't know if he's quite necessary, though, just because you have a lot of mills and things like that, and lots of ways to trash cards anyways. Like, you don't need a ton of cards in trash. You just need a few, like, key pieces is all. So, like, just blind mills over and over isn't quite that necessary. Next, we see the Matadormon, which is pretty important for the strategy there, being able to discard the exact card level 6 that you need to Digivolve with on top of the Matadormon. The Dex Doragora also very great. If you can swing with a level 4 with a Dracmon underneath, you can then Evo into the Dex Doragora. Or use the GranDracmon to also Digivolve these guys. That's when the Dex Doragora and the Dex Dorugamon comes in play. Is very powerful with the GranDracmon, being able to, when Digivolve, play out that rookie and then end of attack. Then you can Evo that exact rookie into a level 4, and so then the Dex Dorugamon really shines at that point. But I still think that option card to allow him to just Digivolve without the use of GranDracmon would be pretty nice. The Dex Doragora, also pretty interesting of a card. Just being able to Digivolve him from trash using some of these effects is pretty spicy. And then just a little bit of a mill package here, some jack rates, because all that the milling that you're doing, your trash gets relatively big. Calling from Darkness, being able to add anything important back. The mats for your typical memory gain, as well as grabbing anything that you might blind mill away. And the new Eye of Gorgon, which is an interesting one. It's basically Trump Sword, but you also get to play out a rookie. It's okay. Purple just needs better removal options, I think. Everyone else has something that's relatively generic, but Purple's really, really stuck in what it has available. Green's getting their new one that allows you to suspend a card and then bottom deck. And I feel like Purple needs something that's like unsuspend opponent's Digimon and then destroy it or something. I don't know. Something a little bit more generic, because every other color has something generic except for Purple. They definitely need something. And then we see that the Doragora package here, which for the most part is just an Alphamon package that we've seen before. I wanted to wait and make sure that the ban list was not for English as well before I put this out, but yes, we don't have this in effect. That only September 1st is for JP, so we still have the rest of this format with Doragora at minimum. So definitely run this while you can. Have some fun with it, I think. It's a lot of what we've seen before with the previous Doragora builds, but now we've got access to the new Dex package, which is great. Also, we saw the Dex Doragora being able to Evo on top of the Doragora. with the X antibody option was a great power play. Just so much removal in one go. The Doragora removal and then the Dex Doragora removal, very strong stuff. And actually a deck that actually can realistically run the Death X as intended, being able to play the Death X from trash for free off of the Dex Doragora. And this deck's super easy to do. You have plenty of draws and discards off of your Dex package, as well as like the Dorumons being able to trash cards for you. Not a problem at all. And then just some basic package to kind of go with that. We see the Grumblemons making their way back into the engine here. Some Alphamon players are running them. I like Grumblemon for game, always a fan. Coda, just having a memory fixer is always nice. Like Yuji and Cool Boy put in a lot of work for sure, but sometimes just starting at 3 memory is just super powerful. We saw that in this match, just like, well, I don't have any of the deck stuff. I'm just going to go straight into Dora Gray and then straight into my Doragora and just call it good there and just do this the old-fashioned way with none of the Dex Doragrays or Dex Dorugas. No Cool Boy action. Just having a Coda in play literally is what probably won them the game. And of course, because of Coda. And then some Congos just to help keep you alive, so you don't have to go quite so defensive as much with like your Darugamons and your Dex Dorugamons.